Hello, hello, Jalal. Assalamu alaikum. Are you listening me?
Yes.
Okay. Now today we talk on. You see that new topic. That is strategy of for successful speaking and listening. Speaking and listening are not new words for you, but as well as strategies for successful speaking and listening. So you need some steps, and you see that you need some skills for better speaking. So that's why if you are good speaker in different situations, for the for good speaker, you must be a good listener. So before we talk on strategies, first of all, we talk on better public speaking. तो बेटर पब्लिक स्पीकिंग के लिए whether we are presenting something in front of an audience or we are talking in a team meeting. Suppose you there's a cricket team, you are talking to inspire your team players to play well. So there are different situations for speaking, for public speaking. So you can have so many occasions to make some public speaking. So for public speaking, how can you deliver a better public speaking? What do you call better public skill? So sometimes we can do well while talking in public, and sometimes we can do something bad while talking, while speaking in public. So whatever the results, those affect the way that people think about us. And what do the people think about you when you deliver your public speech? This is why public speaking causes so much anxiety and concern. So suppose, for example, I tell you about myself that if I feel anxiety or concern, why? Because when I think, okay, how can I deliver my lecture? How can I explain my, you see, the topic, whether it will be bad or good? So it depends upon the students. And how do I make my students understand very little things so that they understand the topic and get benefit for their exams? The good news is that with throughout preparation and practice, you can overcome your nervousness by perform exceptionally well. So how can you overpower your nervousness? How can you deliver unexpectedly better public speech? When you are having good practice of talking, the good practice of speaking. When you have a good practice of speaking, you know well, the practice makes man perfect. This is very old saying. So if you have practice of talking, You have delivered so many public speeches. You know the art of to deliver public speech. So it depends upon you how much you are prepared. Suppose you know the art for better public speech, but if you are not well prepared to talk on the topic, even then your speech may be failed. So with practice, you need also preparation. So, so if you want to overcome your nervousness and you want to perform exceptionally well, then you need preparation, good preparation, and good practice. So, in fact, newcomers disturb our lecture. So please join the lecture calm and quietly. Don't create disturbance in explaining in my teaching the importance of public speaking. Now, first of all, we better public speaking. I explained what is better public speaking. Now we are talking about the importance of public speaking. So public speaking क्या है? Even it is not necessary that you are regular presenter of public speeches before the public in front of a group. There are plenty of situations. बहुत सारी situations हो सकती हैं where you can speak, where you can speak effectively by delivering good public speak, by delivering a good public speech, and this can help you advance your career and for your create opportunities for your career. If you are a good speaker, if you can explain the things in proper way before the people, then you can impress the listeners, you can impress the interviewers, the people or the team who gets interview from you. For example, I have good practice of giving interviews. Suppose when I was appearing in the Public Service Commission for the post of lecturer, there was a justice, chairman of the Chief Justice of High Court, and I think at least 10 members were there. One was English expert professor. They were getting interview for the post of lecturer. So Chief Justice was very, that arrogant, and he was talking and he was asking me so many questions, question after questions. Now I was broken inside. I was broken inside, but in fact, I became successful to compose myself because I had experience to give interviews, and also I have prepared for any to face any challenging situation. So जब भी challenging situation आती है तो आप broken तो हो सकते हैं अंदर में, मगर you can compose yourself by saying some words out of the answer or question. Suppose then when I felt कि I am becoming confused, तो मैंने चेयरमैन साहब को कहा, पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन, सिंध पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन चेयरमैन को कहा, सर यू आर मेकिंग मी कंफ्यूज and you are asking questions, so if you do not get proper answers from me, so it's not necessary what you know I must know, because your experience is more than my age. Your experience is more than my age. So now you are confusing me. So he smiled, he gave me a smile, and I think he became very much happy to listen these words from me. So he said, no, no, I'm helping you. I said, okay, sir, thank you. Then I start talking and explaining the answers, giving the answers of questions of all the neighbors. But you believe me, I could not give the answers maximum 50%. 50% I could not give the answers. So I thought I would not be selected. But my that boldness and activeness and facing the challenging situation, I think that worked a lot. In resulting, I got the appointment later from Sindh government for the post of lecturer. Okay, you have been selected. You have been selected by Sindh Public Service Commission. So the government, Sindh government is pleased to appoint you as a lecturer in English at such and such place. तो ये एक प्रैक्टिस भी है और जनाब प्रिपरेशन भी है, बोल्डनेस भी है, तो ये सारी चीज़ें मिल के you can make use. So this is the importance of public speaking. तो पब्लिक स्पीकिंग में अगर आपको कुछ है एक्सपीरियंस, तो दैट कैन you see that help you advance your career and create opportunities. For example, you might have to talk about your organization at a conference. अभी एक कॉन्फ्रेंस हो रही है आपकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की, वहाँ आपको you have to talk on your organization, on the working of your organizations, on the quality of the products of your organization. So you have to make a speech. After अच्छा उसके बाद आप हो सकता है आपको कोई अवार्ड मिल गया हो, तो you can after getting your award you can talk online presentations or talks. For instance, when you are speaking to a group of customers in an online meeting, तो उसके लिए भी आपको जब doing is learning. If you are doing these things again and again, it will make you perfect. But for that, you need interest. You need interest. You need interest. You need preparation. You need practice. So, and you need an ownership. If you have ownership for any work, for anything, suppose I have ownership of my class. So for class, I always think, how could I explain, how could I give the explain, how could I give, how can I give the lecture on this topic in a better way so that my students can get benefit from me. So because my students, I don't say those students are students of university. No, I always say that my students, I always think about my students. This is my ownership. That's why I always think about you. I always get some knowledge, some points regarding the lecture or for another topics. So because as I think about my children, I think about you because you are my children. You are my students. So I have ownership. I own you. तो आप भी अगर किसी को ओनरशिप देंगे, अपने घर को ओनरशिप दे रहे हैं, तो आप घर को सजाएंगे, अपने टीचिंग को आप ओनरशिप दे रहे हैं तो आप टीचिंग में इंटरेस्ट लेंगे और पढ़ेंगे और आप खुद को ओनरशिप देते हैं. You own yourself. I think you have to think over it. Okay. Have you ever given ownership to yourself? Have you ever have you ever thought over this question? Okay. Do you give ownership to yourself? Do you own do you own yourself? ये हाँ करना हाँ आगे ownership. No. Just analysis. Analyze the question. What is the question? The question in what context I ask you. Ownership के लिए बेटा ये होता है कि do you think about your health? Do you think about your success? Do you think about your studies? Do you think your primary duties to your parents? Do you think that you are just on your home? So when you do not work at times, means you have no time management, you awake for whole night and just sleep for whole day and just waste your time while playing different games on the mobile or laptop. So how can you say that you have given ownership to yourself? Only study of course contents is not education. Education means to read literature, to read history, to read different topics in order to accumulate together, to collect you see that fund of knowledge. So when you are of 20 years age, you know only about your course contents. You don't know about any different walks of life that you have to face, you have to pass your life. So life is very difficult, but you can make it very easy by knowing the art to how to lead a happy life. Anyway, come to the topic. So good public speaking skills are important in those areas of your life as well. You might be asked to make a speech at friend's wedding. आपके दोस्त की शादी हो रही है तो आपको कहते हैं कि भाई अपने ख्यालात का इजहार करो. So our inspire a group of volunteers at a charity event. Some volunteers have done well in a charity event. Now you are asked to appreciate them. So you must know the way to appreciate the volunteers who has done a lot for you see that charity event. So these are different occasions. Uh, uh, so you may face you see that different uh, so you may face different situations for delivering public speaking, and so there's much more importance. There's much more importance for of you see the public speaking because public speaking make you very much prominent in the public. It is not work of everybody who can make public speak. It is not work of everybody. आप आपस में जो बातें करते हैं अगर कोई आपको कहे कि भाई आप इसके ऊपर इजहार ख्याल करो तो आप एकदम चुप हो जाएंगे बिकॉज यू हैव नो प्रैक्टिस यू हैव नो कॉन्फिडेंस you have no preparation, you have no fund of knowledge to speak on different topics. For that, you have to study the books, you have to give the public speech, you have to speak in your class before your classmates. Whenever you find chance, you don't miss the chance to to make to make a public speech. So this will help you how to learn. You must learn how to speak well. Now, so now again the strategies of becoming a better speaker. Now पहले हमने ये टॉक किया था कि importance of public speak. Now we are talking about studies for become a better speaker. अब हमने ये तो पूरी बातें की कि better speech हम किसको कहते हैं. उसके लिए हमें कोई स्ट्रेटजीज हिकमत अमली चाहिए कि हम किस तरह से अच्छे बोलने वाले हो सकते हैं. तो देन फॉर इट यू हैव टू प्लान. यू सी दैट अप्रोप्रिएट. तो वही है ना, प्लानिंग फर्स्ट है. प्रिपेयर, यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर and you be sure that you have planned well, and now you are in position to communicate all the things appropriately. You should use the 7 C's properly. 7 C's means, while concise, correct, completeness, to the point, precise, all these, whatever 7 C's, if you read it again, and what is the demand of 7 C's, all these demand of 7 C's will help you a lot to become a good speaker. बिकॉज गुड स्पीकर ये नहीं है कि सिर्फ आप बोल सकते हैं, बोलते हैं, इधर से उधर बोलते जा रहे हैं, कोई टॉपिक के ऊपर नहीं आ रहे हैं, तो वो फिर आप प्रिसाइज, टू द पॉइंट, कंप्लीट मैसेज आपका क्या है, आपकी स्पीच का, उससे अगर आप स्लिप हो जाएंगे तो फिर लिसनर्स विल फील लो एंड यू कैन नॉट बिकम अ गुड स्पीकर. सो you perform very poorly or make a fool of yourself. So some nerves are good. So the best way to overcome anxiety is to prepare, and prepare. Some more. Take the time to go over your notes several times. Once you have become comfortable with material, practice a lot. This is the key of success. This is the key for to become a better speaker. But first you prepare, and prepare. And when you prepare means you just take the time to read the notes several times. Try to understand the theme, the essence, the purpose of your speech, your topic. When you are very much satisfied, now, yes, you have got much more knowledge, and now you can talk on this topic properly. Then again, you have one more practice to speak. So, I practice a lot. On the chat. So, strategies for becoming a better speaker. This is second slide. Let your come through. इसका क्या मतलब है? यानी be yourself, don't become talking head. यानी आप सिर्फ talking head ना हो. In any type of communication, you will establish better credibility if your personality shines through your personality shines through a public, your audience. So when your personality shines, is using your verbal verbal communication as well as non-verbal communication. Your eye contact is there, so your personality must will shine, means will impress the listeners, and your audience will trust you. That you trust you what you have to say if they can see as a real person. So again, this is here's the question of ownership. When you are talking, you just not become a talking head, but you talk in that sense that you have entered in the things which you are going to explain. You become the, you see that speaker, and you become the person who only knows all the things about the topic, and he explains all those things with the interest and with a confidence. Then the listeners will be impressed by your way of talking. As a person, you will shine in the public, and this will create a trust in the public about you. Use your humor, tell stories, and use effective language. So sometimes कोई आप मजा या कोई हल्की सी बात कर दें, जस्ट लाइक आइसबर्ग, यानी वो जो आप एक टेम्पो है ना आपका, एक ही टॉपिक पे यू आर टॉकिंग एंड टॉकिंग, तो उसमें आपने जो है बीच में कोई ऐसा ह्यूमर दी कि people may laugh or they may amuse your speech, and again they will pay much more attention to you with full concentration, and this is your, you see that also a strategy for becoming a better speaker. So don't read unless you have don't read unless you have to work from an outline. Reading from a script or slide fractures the impersonal connection. Reading from a script or slide fractures the interpersonal connection. यानी अगर आप सिर्फ स्लाइड से पढ़ते जा रहे हैं और अपने आप से नहीं बात कर रहे, तो इट विल जस्ट ब्रेक योर पर्सनैलिटी. It will fracture your personality, your personal connection with the listeners. So, by maintaining eye contact, suppose this is your audience. Now you are talking from this at this corner. Now you are talking middle of the audience. Now you are talking. You are having eye contact with this side, and last bench sitters in front. Then just you are talking in the eyes of every person. As I have told you so many times, what? Okay, suppose there is 100 audience of 100 people. It makes 200 eyes. 200 eyes are staring at two eyes. Of those two eyes must be so strong to do justice to all those 100 eyes. If you had no contact with all those 100 eyes, then you will break your connection with the listeners. So turn by turn, you have to you have to make eye contact purposely, intentionally, with all the eyes, so that every eye should feel, means that person of those two eyes should feel, yes, he speaks only to me. So when you do like that, it means this is the very, very impressive and important strategy for become a better speaker. So reading, so a brief outline can serve to jog your memory and keep you on task. तो एक outlines बना दें, you make outlines of your lecture or your speech. So when you explain one heading, one point, you feel okay, now it is finished. Then you look at the page to see another outline. So in this way, you can jog your memory. You can awake your memory. So because there are so many things in your memory, but sometimes your memory does not cooperate you. So when your two eyes look at the, you see that focus at outlines, then you feel, oh yes, I have finished these 3 points. Now I have to talk in the fourth, you say the fourth outlines. So in this way, you can keep on your work. You can keep on your work in an impressive way. Strategy, again, this is last, you see the slide. Strategies for becoming a better speaker. उसमें क्या होगा कि आपका जो वॉइस है और हैंड्स हैं वो इफेक्टिवली जो है ना शुड वर्क. कभी आपका आवाज थोड़ा तेज हो जाता है, कभी आपका आवाज बिल्कुल नीचे आ जाता है, फिर मीडियम में आ जाता है. तो इस तरह से योर वॉइस वर्क्स. बिकॉज अगर आप एक ही टेम्पो में बात करते जाएंगे, एक ही साउंड ऑफ वॉइस होगा आपका, तो फिर आपका वो वॉइस इफेक्टिव नहीं होगा और आपके जो हैंड्स हैं वो इफेक्टिवली अगर नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेट नहीं करते, यानी communication through your hands, communication through your heads, communication through your all parts of body, तो आपका पूरा जिस्म जब उसके साथ साथ अल्फाज के साथ साथ ज़बान के साथ साथ आपके वो पार्ट्स ऑफ बॉडी भी बोल रहे हैं, तो दैट वी कॉल नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन. तो ये जो हैं आपको हेल्प करेंगे कि यू कैन रिमूव योर नर्वस जेस्चर्स. But tea got cold. So now you can understand the importance of sound of your voice and movements of your hands and how you use your hands effectively. And your face must be bright, happy, and your body will just play like playing music. Then you can create charm in your lecture, in your speech, and this is the very important, very effective strategy for become a better speaker. Now I also use effective way of communication by using my hands and by using my eye contacts and looking here and there and creating some gestures on my face. Let me finish my tea. Only two sips remain. Thank you. So now grab attention at the beginning and close with a dynamic end. Grab attention at the beginning. When you come on the stage, when you come before the audience, just
Except
go, just you catch the attention, just you command the attention of the public at the beginning. When you come and just smile, be confident, confidence should play on your face, little smiling with bright face and your hands. So when you start talking with confidence, with normal voice, so slowly and gradually, your voice must change according to the situations. Sometimes your situation of explaining varies, then your pitch of sound, tone of talking must be also changed according to the situation. If you when you are expressing your feelings of sadness,
except the thing was side.
so your face must show sorrows should come on your face. When you become glad, you feel glad by explaining something, your face should show the happiness, joys, pleasures come on your face, and you use the words which become the source of pleasure for the listeners. So this is the way to be a dynamic, to be you see that to grab the attention of the listeners in the beginning. And become when you are going to close your you see that lecture, your speech, your public speech, now you close it, you finish it with a dynamic end, with an energetic end, very attractive, very powerful end. Closing should be so attractive that all the people should clap, start clapping. All the people should start clapping. So when the people start clapping in between of your speech or in the end of the speech means your end of speech is dynamic. Your end of speech is dynamic. Do you enjoy hearing my speech start with today? I'm going to talk to you about X. When you come on the stage, suppose, so would you like to hear a speech that will give you much more joys and pleasures? Please listen carefully. I'm going to tell you about very important thing which will bring a lot of joys and happiness to you. So today I'm going to talk to you about X. About X means about XYZ person. All will be amused. All will be amused and will pay your full attention to you. Oh yes, they will say in heart, yes, they would like to listen about that person for whom you have declared to speak. But most people do not. Some people would not like to listen that person, would not like to listen about that person. Instead, use a startling statistics, statistic. an interesting anecdote or concise quotation. So, before you say that you go to talk about that person, you may use some astonishing, and you may talk about statistics so astonishing, so startling, so surprising. Oh, gee, this will be what he's talking. That's wow, and also to make them to make your speech joyful and divert the attention of the people from the person about whom you are going to speak. तो वो जो persons would like to listen about that person, वो तो वेट करेंगे ही करेंगे, आपके एनेक्डोट्स को भी इंजॉय करेंगे, मगर ये उन बंदों के लिए होगा जो some people do not like to listen about that person. So for amusement of those person, आपको एक स्टैटिक्स ऐसी देनी है खतरनाक या अजब हैरतनाक कि सब सुन के हैरत में पड़ जाए, अच्छा तो अच्छा उसके साथ फिर आप उनको और मिर्च मसाला लगाने के लिए एक दिलचस्पी वाला एनेक्डोट लतीफ़े एनेक्डोट मीन्स लतीफ़े उनको सुनाए एक आधा के तो इन दिस वे यू कैन ग्रैब द अटेंशन एट द बिगिनिंग एंड उसके बाद फिर आप कंसाइज कोटेशन कोई हवाला आप दें मुख्तसर सा, तो इस तरह से कोटेशन दें एनेक्डोट दें और जनाब कोई स्टैटिक्स का कोई पजलिंग स्टार्टलिंग स्टैटिक दें, तो ये in this way you can grab the attention at the beginning and you see that conclude your speech with a summary and a strong statement that your audience is sure to remember. When you are going to conclude your speech, when you are going to finish your speech, then you must make a very attractive statement, very strong statement, so that your audience is sure to remember. तो वो जो आप स्ट्रांग स्टेटमेंट देंगे तो इससे क्या होगा कि आपका जो ऑडियंस है सामीन है दे विल रिमेंबर योर दैट स्ट्रांग स्टेटमेंट फॉर एवर. Another person student has come. Now latecomers, you are disturbing my lecture. Where is so this is finished. Now another heading, watch recording. Again another boy come. Okay, admitted with watch recordings of your speeches. इसके लिए क्या होगा कि जब भी आप जो है ना कोई प्रेजेंटेशन देने जा रहे हैं तो उससे पहले you just record the presentation and speeches at your home. तो उसमें ये है कि when you listen the recording, you can check the weaknesses of your speaking skills, and in this way, then you can improve your speaking skills dramatically by watching yourself later and then working on improving in areas that didn't go well. So when you watch your recorded lecture or speech or presentation, then you can watch that presentation or speech, you listen to that speech, then you come to know about your areas that didn't go well. That didn't go well means they didn't work well. सो आप महसूस करेंगे ओ नो मुझे तो इस तरह नहीं पढ़ना चाहिए, इस तरह नहीं करना चाहिए था। तो आप उसको इरेडिकेट करेंगे और जनाब आप उसको इम्प्रूव करेंगे। अच्छा, इसके बाद एज यू वॉच नोटिस एनी
Right.
मोबाइल रिंगर,
Right.
पे अटेंशन। अच्छा, as you watch, notice any verbal stars such as or like. Look at your body language. Are you swaying, leaning on the podium, or leaning heavily on one leg? तो आप एक टांग पे खड़े हो गए हैं या एक 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 टांग गधे की तरह ऊपर है। तो ये इनको जो है ना अवॉइड करना चाहिए। जब when I find some youngsters in the lift or in the class, they stand before me, then they stand on one leg. I say, you are young, you are standing. This is your this leg is weak.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay.
तो तो ये फिर आपको पता लग जाएगा कि how you looking, how you are talking, your pronunciations, your way of presentation, your way of talking, and your you see the verbal actions, non-verbal actions, each and everything will come before you. Then you can you see that improve your public speech. When you can become a better public speaker. तो ये जो है वॉच रिकॉर्डिंग योर स्पीच, रिकॉर्डेड योर स्पीचेस जो है वो आपको बहुत सारी हेल्प कर सकते हैं। तो पे अटेंशन टू योर जेस्चर्स, डू दे अपीयर नेचुरल और फोर्स्ड। अब कभी कभी हम बात करते हैं लेकिन ये मेरे हाथ जो है ऐसे नेचुरली मूव, ऐसे नहीं कि मैं ऐसे ही खुद ब खुद कहता हूँ। यानी आप जब when you pay attention to your gestures, when you listen the recorded speech, and you see whether you are using your non-verbal communication naturally or you are just intentionally, अगर intentionally मैंने intentionally नहीं कहा, ऐसे naturally my body works and my words come out of my mouth. तो ये फिर will create the force in your speech. Now last, look at how you handled interruptions such as sneeze or question that you were not prepared for. अभी आपसे अचानक कोई क्वेश्चन करता है या कोई आवाज़ आती है या कोई डिस्टर्बेंस आती है तो आप वो इंटरप्ट करेगा। तो अब देखो जैसे while giving the lecture, I I look at two students are talking with each other. All the students are looking at me, and two students are talking with each other. Then while talking, I just stop in this way. My mouth is open, my eyes are staring, and my voice is stopped. So what will happen? कि the other students will look at me, जो पहले मुझे देख रहे थे, अब वो जो दो स्टूडेंट्स हैं दे आर टॉकिंग विद ईच अदर, वो 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 भी महसूस करेंगे कान से तो वो सुन रहे थे, मेंटली दे वर अवे फ्रॉम मी। तो वो जो कान का आवाज़ जो उनके कान में नहीं जाएगा तो फिर वो दे विल जस्ट स्टॉप देयर whispering or talking with each other and they'll turn to me, okay, what happened to sir? His voice, sound of his lecture does not come in our ears. So they will look at me. My action is this. तो वो ऐसे हो जाएंगे फिर, oh yes. Then I start my work. I don't say anything. I don't say anything to those students. Just I use my non-verbal communication while while facing the interruption. So now for this thing, I have to plan. I have experience. I I have experience teaching experience. So I can control my class, I can control the public. The public makes sometimes sure हंगामा बर्पा करती है, मगर उस वक्त मुझे क्या करना चाहिए, किस तरह फेस करना चाहिए, कंफ्यूजन को किस तरह ख़त्म करना चाहिए, तो वो जो है ना, उसको मुझे प्लान करना चाहिए। तो उसके लिए मुझे प्रिपेयर होना चाहिए कि कुछ भी हो सकता है while delivering my public speech. Does your face show surprise, hesitation or annoyance? तो अचानक अगर कोई इस तरह की सिचुएशन आती है तो आप हैरत में पड़ जाएंगे, ये क्या करें, या मैं अपने उस स्पीच मेकिंग पोजीशन से हटके मैं हेजिटेशन शुरू करा और गुस्सा आ रहा है। इफ सो, प्रैक्टिस मैनेजिंग interruptions like these smoothly so that you are even better next time. तो अभी आपने कुछ गुस्सा दिखाया या सरप्राइज दिखाई या हेजिटेशन हुई आपके बात करने में, तो इसको आपने जब नेक्स्ट टाइम जब आप स्पीच पब्लिक स्पीच मेकिंग करेंगे तो उसमें उस वक्त उसको फेस करने के लिए और स्मूथली जो है आपकी स्पीच होने के लिए आपको क्या करना चाहिए, उस इंटरेक्शन को ख़त्म करने के लिए यू थिंक ओवर इट। तो ये हो गया आपका वॉच रिकॉर्डिंग्स। Steps for preparing steps for preparing effective oral presentations. Now determine the purpose. मैंने पहले तो आपको ये ख्याल होना चाहिए कि आपका what is the purpose for public for making public speech? To inform, persuade, motivate, or entertain. You are going to inform them something. You are going to convince them. You are going to motivate them to do something, or you are going to entertain them. What is the purpose? What is the motive of your speech? Analyze the audience and occasion. तो उस occasion को या मौके वाल को आपको एनालाइज करना पड़ेगा कि आपको जो ऑडियंस है वो किस किस्म का है, तो ग्रुप साइज, एज, इंटरेस्ट, गोल्स, ईटीसी। तो अब एक ओल्ड पीपल हैं, उनकी जो एज रेंज है ना, उनका इंटरेस्ट मुख्तलिफ होगा इन द कंपेरिजन ऑफ यंगस्टर्स। एंड एक स्टूडेंट्स हैं, एक ऑफिस वर्कर्स हैं, एक किसी कंपनी के जो एम्प्लॉइज हैं, तो उनके गोल्स और इंटरेस्ट में फ़र्क होगा। तो मुझे ये सिलेक्ट देखना पड़ेगा कि मैं सारे सब लोगों के इंटरेस्ट को, गोल्स को जो है ना माइंड में रखते हुए वो बात कहूँ कि सबको अपनी स्पीच अपनी ही लगे कि वो मेरे लिए स्पीच हो रही है। सिलेक्ट द मेन आइडियाज फॉर द मैसेज, सिलेक्ट द कोर आइडियाज, जो बुनियादी तौर पर कंसाइज और टू द पॉइंट आइडियाज हैं जो आपने गैदरिंग करें, आपको सपोर्ट करें आपकी इंफॉर्मेशन को, वो आइडियाज़ ही आप एक्सप्लेन करें। उसके लिए फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू रिसर्च द टॉपिक को रिसर्च करना चाहिए। फाइंड आउट न्यू थिंग्स, न्यू इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट योर टॉपिक टू मेक योर स्पीच स्ट्रॉन्ग, because that new you see that research will support your information and support your speech. तो उसके फिर आपने एक क्रिएट विजुअल एड्स, वो ऑडियो विजुअल एड्स इस तरह की रखनी है कि वो विल अट्रैक्ट योर गैदरिंग एंड विल मेक योर स्पीच वेरी पावरफुल। तो उसके लिए आपको रिहर्सल करना पड़ेगा। रिहर्सल का मतलब प्रिपरेशन प्रिपरेशन प्रिपरेशन, और उसके बाद प्रैक्टिस प्रैक्टिस प्रैक्टिस। तो ये जो है सारी चीज़ें जब आप रिवाइज करते हैं, जब आप when you feel comfortable, yes, now I'm very much comfortable, now I'm in position to do the speech, to deliver the speech in the public with full confidence and effectively, then you are okay. Then you go and join the public gathering. So rehearse the talk. ये 3 rehearsals are recommended. तो ये rehearsal अभी हमने इसको किया है. अभी हम रिहर्सल के ऊपर बात की कि इमेजिन द ऑडियंस. अभी आप इस तरह रिहर्सल करें अपने घर में बैठ के. अभी जैसे मैं इमेजिन द ऑडियंस के पीपल बैठे हैं और किस तरह के हैं, उनको किस तरह आई कांटेक्ट कराऊं, वो मुझे किस तरह देख रहे हैं. तो जस्ट विजुअलाइज, इमेजिन द ऑडियंस. अच्छा, फिर आप जो है ना ट्रांजिशनल फ्रेजेस आप किस तरह यूज करें. टॉक ऑन वन पॉइंट एट अ टाइम. एक ही टाइप पे एक पॉइंट को डिस्कस करें. तो उसके बाद आपने किस तरह विजुअल एड्स को इस्तेमाल करें, वो भी अपने साथ रखें उस रिहर्सल में. तो इस तरह से फिर वो किस किस्म के क्वेश्चंस कहेंगे. बी रेडी फॉर लिसन, बी रेडी टू लिसन द क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम द पब्लिक एंड स्टॉप एट द अलॉटेड टाइम. तो आपने वो स्टॉप करना है. तो ये है एक्सटेम्पोरेनियस रीडिंग, मेमोराइजेशन, impromptu. ये वेज ऑफ डिलीवरिंग द ओरल मैसेज. ओरल मैसेज की ज़रूरी है कि अपने आप की तरफ से किस तरह आप जो है वो स्पीच करें. तो आप अगर इसको देखेंगे तो आपको पता लगेगा कि आप पॉलिटिकल फिगर, टीवी न्यूज़ casters use this method. Yeah, a risk of memorization is that you may forget a certain part of any specific word. तो कुछ अल्फाज ऐसे होते हैं कि आप उसको मेमोराइज करते हैं क्योंकि वो at the time of need you forget it. So you must memorize those specific things or keywords which help you to explain, or key headings. So speaking without preparation, it does not input anything in your speech. So allow more eye contact. It's record allows easy movements. तो ये बी इजी, यानी योर मूवमेंट्स जो है ना वो इजी हो, कि बस उसमें कोई परेशानी, बेकरारी, बेसुकूनी, अनइजीनेस, डिस्कम्फर्टनेस एंड does not show your that does not show it that you have lost your confidence while speaking before them. आपका पोस्चर किस तरह है, आप किस तरह बैठे हैं. जैसे मैं ऐसे बैठा हूँ, किस तरह बैठा हूँ. स्टैंड, मूव, कम्युनिकेट्स अबाउट यू. आप किस तरह मूव करते हैं, आप किस तरह स्टैंड करते हैं. ये ऑल थिंग्स कम्युनिकेट टू द पीपल, टू द ऑडियंस, कि आप किस तरह बैठे हैं या किस तरह खड़े हैं, किस तरह बाजू हिला रहे हैं, किस तरह रोस्ट्रम यूज करें, किस तरह मूवमेंट्स करें, कहाँ से कहाँ. अब एक बंदा इधर से चलता है, उधर तक बात चलता रहता है. जस्ट टेक वन स्टेप हियर, one step here, two step here, one step forward, move back. Sometimes I come, I cross the first row of my students because मैं चाहता हूँ कि मेरा आई कांटेक्ट पीछे वालों से भी हो. तो कभी कभी वो you should act according to the position, according to the situation, कि आपका पोस्चर जो है ना वो बदलता रहना चाहिए. स्टडीज फॉर एन इफेक्टिव नॉन वर्बल डिलीवरी. तो ये अभी हम नॉन वर्बल डिलीवरी, मैं तो अभी वर्बल नॉन वर्बल एक्शंस के ऊपर भी टॉक करता आ रहा हूँ. मगर स्पेशली दिस स्लाइड आई विल एक्सप्लेन के फेशियल एक्सप्रेशंस क्या हैं. डोंट शो दैट यू आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड और वरिड, एंग्री और नॉट कंफर्टेबल. अभी मैं खुद बात करने वाला, स्पीच देने वाला जो है does not show any interest for explaining all these things, and I become worried कि can I explain this thing, can I deliver this speech properly or not. मैं जब देखता हूँ कि लोग अच्छी तरह से नहीं सुन रहे हैं तो मैं आप बिकम एंग्री, अगर आपको नहीं सुना तो चले जाएं यहाँ से, ये करें, या ये मतलब नहीं, यू डोंट शो कि यू आर नॉट कंफर्टेबल। तो ये फेशियल फेशियल एक्सप्रेशंस जो कम ऑन योर फेस, वो तासरात मुंह के जो है वो ये कांटेक्ट करें, ये शो करें। तो ये इसको आप करेक्ट करने के लिए क्या होगा, आई कांटेक्ट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, आई कांटेक्ट दिस वे इन दिस वे एंड जस्ट उसकी आंखों में घुस जाए जैसे वो ऐसे जाकर आपके हाथ जो है ना, ऐसे किसी के फोरहेड को टच करें, ऐसे बात करते करते आपके हाथ इतने लंबे हो जाएं कि जैसे आप हर एक हर एक पर्सन को आप फोरहेड को टच कर रहे हैं और आंखों से देख रहे हैं। तो अब वो कहाँ जाएंगे, अब वो कहीं भाग नहीं सकते फिर आपसे। उसमें फिर क्या है, क्योंकि जब अपने अंदर से आप वो बात करते हैं तो अंदर वाली बात विल कम्स ऑन योर, just show your facial expressions, show sincerity, you are sincere to them. When I teach my students, my sincerity expressions, my sometimes sorrows expressions, कि मुझे बहुत दुख होता है जब स्टूडेंट्स they do not try to learn or to listen anything properly. मैं कहता हूँ कि if you are weak at anything, no problem. But if you do not, if you are not interested to listen, if you are not sincere to listen, then that's problem. So आपकी ड्रेसिंग किस तरह की होनी चाहिए, ड्रेसिंग अकॉर्डिंग टू द ओकेजन, जो मौके मौल के हिसाब से आपका एक पार्टी है, एक पिकनिक है, एक इंटरव्यू है, इंटरव्यू में जाएंगे तो आप वेल ड्रेस्ड होंगे, टाई लगेंगी, अगर मीटिंग में है तो उसमें आपको डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ ड्रेसिंग होगी। तो ये ड्रेस कोड्स होते हैं जिसको हमें जो है वो, आई टेक पास फॉर नमाज प्रेयर्स, I want to offer prayers, then after 10-15 minutes, I'll come back. Allah Hafiz.